Hello everyone and welcome. This is Angelina and I'd like to say thank you for joining us once again today for the Smada World Opportunity webinar offered by Next Level Africa. We have some more interesting pieces of information to pass on to you today regarding the exchanges, and yes, this time we also will be focusing mostly on the topic of the CEX. As usual, we'll give you a general overview of where we're at with NLA. And yes, we will be having the Q&A at the end, so where we will welcome your questions that will cover all of our areas. So just a reminder though, please hold all the questions until that time. We have a lot of people joining us today from all over the globe, and we do really appreciate each and every one of you to take the time out of your day, no matter what time of day or evening or very early morning in some cases people show up, and we certainly appreciate your attendance and participation. So with that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our presenter for today, Mr. Noel Adams, the founder of Next Level Africa and our CEO and leader of the Smada team. Welcome, Noel.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the webinar. Where do I start? There's just so much going on that what I'm going to try and do, and even as I talk now, I've got notes coming in about things that are happening out there, so it's all very, very fresh. Yesterday I was undecided whether I'd have a webinar, but I did expect to get some further news in, so we'll deal with that. I just want to go over a couple of housekeeping things before we start. What seems to be happening is that, look, we had promotions going for things like BCN. Now, what it is that we start a promotion, we finish a promotion, they happen when they happen out there, and people have been contacting the admin to have sorry if I sound a bit strange, it's because I'm reading messages coming in as well, so I'm just seeing what's I have to compile some of this I can tell you, some of it I can't, so I'll compile it. But look, when we run the promotions start and they finish, because to go back and then start organising for everybody that feels they should be part of the promotion that happened 2 months after they joined is something we can't do, because it runs into hundreds of members, and we can't do it for one and not the others. It's got to be a fair decision made out there. So, and these promotions are done because we want to add members to the system, and we'll be running more and more promotions. BCN, they've got challenges on at the moment. They look like they're getting through them, but there's just things out there that we're waiting for them to complete. Some of the things like the partial share, mining share purchasing and things like that, they're just getting that part of it sorted out. So we're just waiting for them to get their act right. We don't want to have too many things out there that we're trying to balance with little glitches in them, so we just want it right. But we'll be running some major promotions with that. The other thing is support tickets. What's happening is that members are putting in requests in PM to myself, to admin, into support. At the finish there, we get 4 and 5 messages coming in at different areas. We can have 3 and 4 people looking at the one support ticket, so it's tying up admin resources on trying to do that. So we will only deal with issues that go into support, because we want to be able to categorize who looks after it, not everybody looking after it, because it's throwing us out. So anybody that's got any support issues, please send them into the support ticket. It's just been put into the room there, reply to nextlevelafrica@gmail.com. So that's just a support email that we've set up in the interim, and but everything needs to go there, not to PM out there. I'm tied up with these banks. We're talking billion-dollar deals out there, and someone will contact me and want me to help them with their wallet or something like that. I'd love to be able to help everybody out there, but it's just impossible. So just put it into support, and we will get it looked after from support. Angelina is looking after that, coordinating that with Karen and Julie. So they'll get to it, but we've only got 2 arms each. Also, too, there was a bit of a technical issue in the commissions, and instead of commissions being paid to the upline member, they were paid to admin. And I think there was 28 that we counted of this happening. So we're just going through them now to make sure we've got them all. So if you're one of these people out there and you feel that you need to drop us a note in, just so that we make sure we don't miss anybody, because it's quite a large list that we're going through there, and we'll do that because I've got to get the coins out of admin and then have them placed into these various accounts. So if you could do that, send the support ticket into reply to nextlevelafrica@gmail.com. So we're going into that. So anyone that didn't receive their commission, it's just that I'm not sure of the glitch, but we've got them to fix that, and now we just have to deal with everybody's individuals out there. Okay, just now moving on to some of the things that are happening out there as well, and that is that I've received a very lengthy letter via email from the project manager from the bank, and this particular person calls the shots on everything that happens out there. He's got every department responds to the person, and the reason I'm not mentioning his name is that there's been some emails that go straight through to his department, which he's asked me to deal with, because I don't know where anyone's got his email from out there, so I don't want anyone to be sending anything directly to the project manager, and he's got enough to do. But he's just been, I mean, I'm just picking bits out of this, so if you think I'm wandering off somewhere, it's just I'm reading, and there are bits in it that I can't talk about just yet. But he does mention here that he'd like to take this opportunity to clarify the understanding and the arrangements on coin exchange. It is our understanding that the responsibility for the server maintenance, server upgrades is now handled by and paid for by yourself. So they've clarified that. Therefore the only importance to us is that we retain the links to the asset account and keep the security in regard to the certificates and the encryption intact. So they're just confirming that we have now taken over coin exchange, and we are getting things set up on that to have a proper support system in place. So there is quite a bit to do that. He does make mention of the current transaction, and he is not personally involved in the nitty-gritty dealings, and the current transaction he's talking about is the transaction that's going on now in the United States. And I'm only mentioning this deal as it will have financial implications which we will that they will have to deal with, but also aligning the current relationship and arrangements with yourself and the company Next Level Africa. So also he does mention, as a group we are always there to assist and help wherever possible, as we would want our business to grow from strength to strength. So their association with us, and also what they mention out, you should also take into consideration when we are contacted by potential buyers looking for humanitarian projects, we see your business as a vital gateway and would like to fully support all your endeavours in every possible way. So what they're looking at is that, as you know, that they're running this humanitarian project out there, and so therefore they would also be pointing up, because their investors are people that are looking after and have humanitarian projects, so they are going to be pointing them to Next Level Africa in order to take up any projects out there. So we've got the bank on our side, certainly doing this. The other thing he makes mention of is that he says, please take note that there are costs involved in moving funds from the asset account to the current account, as well as the wire to the client's account, with normal Forex banking commissions paid up front, not forgetting the exchange fee on the withdrawals, because that's what happens when somebody requests a withdrawal. It's taken from the asset account and put into the current account that they have, that the money comes from that. We have now seen your clients requesting as little as $1, which in return has created unnecessary additional costs to our account. Now, they're not asking me to rectify these issues, but we'll have no idea on how we are going to give you the funds of the people that have requested this, because it's come out of the account, so they're trying to work that out. So it is creating slight issues when people do make requests for funds under the amount, and so they're trying to work on that. So $250 is the minimum amount that can be withdrawn, and fees will come out of that amount. Just bear that in mind. He does then go on to say that, I apologise for sending this email through so late, but I was hoping to hear the outcome of the transactions from the United States. That said, I will draft another letter dealing with the implications and the current transactions, but would only want to do that once we are all clear on the deal and reality of the transactions. So he is, like us, waiting on the outcome of that particular transaction going on, and I have and bearing in mind this is all coming in to me as we speak. I've just received a little bit more coming in, so I'm just reading through it to see what I can share with you. And we've got people doing things from the UK, South Africa, from the Cayman Islands, from the US. There's time factors and people all over the place. So there's lots going on at the moment, so everyone's in negotiations. So they're telling me, Noel, The problem is big. Everyone is ready, but the bank, and this is the bank where the funds are currently held, are very worried about the implication. So there are many strings. And bearing in mind, the person sending me this has been in negotiations with this particular deal for the last 16 hours. So there is some of the English there, I've got to read it before I tell you as well, because some of it I can't understand. These will be the facts, and I'm trying to give you, as I try to get my mind around this as well, it's just compiling everything that's happened there. Once this has happened, there'll be no coins left to issue, so all coins will be going on there. Lots of people will be selling coins, plenty of payouts will need to happen, and before one goes too far to start explaining, if they buy, then all the issues will go away. So once we start this out there, everything will fall into place. So because I'm getting a personal opinion on this by the person that's sending me it as well. So there was an issue between the parties over there. Trevor is the broker, and Timothy was sent by the bank, and so the problem between Trevor, Timothy, or the bank, the answer is that they've sorted that problem out. But it seems that the bank where Trevor has deposited the funds, they've just got a couple of issues which they're all going through now. But they tell me it's close, according to Timothy. Timothy is the representative of the bank. He's been sent there by the project manager and reports directly back to him. Everyone is so scared to make a move that it looks like the train has come to a halt. That is not the case, but it's not running at full speed currently. So in other words, they're in negotiations. They're just dealing with each matter as it comes along. So this is the rundown. So my view on this is we need to be patient. Even that, our hope are for today. They're trying to get it resolved today. And also Timothy believes that it is all and sorted, but there are people that are not so sure. So they feel it might be another couple of days. But look, this is in this negotiations, which, if you can appreciate, might just finalise just as we're speaking now. So they're certainly very close to, to getting it sorted out. But just allow a few more days on this. And of course, the investors are getting itchy as well. So everyone wants this to go. So we're not sure what the project manager from the bank said to the representative from the Loyal Bank. So he is on the Isle of Man, and he is on his way to the US. He flew out yesterday, and I have not heard of his whereabouts today, but he's gone over there to sort this out. So the project manager from the HSBC Bank has been in touch with the Loyal Bank, and they have sent a representative to the States to so our hopes is that this will be all over today. I'll be getting posted with updates all the way through on this as it goes. I mean, people are you know, in different time zones, so it'll stop at some point and then start up again. Everyone's carrying a phone with them, and because the updates are coming through, so it's a little bit crazy at the moment. Look, that's once again, it's just that's the end of the notes I've got there now. So everyone's in anticipation that this is going to be happening in the next few days, if not today, out there. So we are certainly on the move with that. Look, that's the update on the exchange. We'll be going through a lot more stuff as we go to make sure we've got our end all sorted out. One of the other things I want to mention as well is that I'll be going into discussions after this webinar with the editor for the magazine. We want to start getting that, because what this magazine will represent a very transparent insight of what we're doing with the humanitarian projects out there, the amount of funds that we hand over to these projects. So we've got a lot that we want to get sorted out, and we're looking to get updates and articles from the bank. So we're putting a fair bit in place. So I just want to go over with Lou on a few issues there that has been brought to my attention. I just want to make this very clear that I make all the important decisions. It's just that Angelina tells me what's important. So I just thought I'd clear that up. But anyway, saying that is that we want to get the magazine so that members understand what the magazine is all about. And because I'm looking to try and put a comp plan to the magazine so that members will be able to have it as an income stream as well. So it'll be a rather important, because it'll be an educational system for our cryptocurrency. There'll be articles in there about a lot of humanitarian stuff that we feel is important. So therefore we just want to make sure we've got a lot of things out there in place, and the magazine will become a major part of what we're doing. The banks will love it. The banks want to see us as doing something out there, and we certainly have shown them that. And when I talk about the support that the bank are throwing our way, you can't put a figure on it. You can't put a figure on having a multi-trillion-dollar operation recommending you to their investors who want to raise money. There's going to be people coming into this that is just going to make it absolutely amazing for the NLA community, and raising funds and the awareness of it out there. So it's really something that we feel we've got in place, and we want to pursue it. So with that, I'm going to hand this back over to Angelina. If there are any, so if there's any questions that I can answer, I certainly will. But I just felt I had to have this webinar to let you know that there are a lot of people working in the background on this. It's a little bit like looking at a duck, you might think there's too much going on, but there's a lot happening underneath, and so that's what's happening with this. There's a lot happening in the background that we can't see. There are people involved with this, and so I'm really pleased to see where we are, and we are just so close to finalising this whole deal. I'll hand it back to Angelina now to see if there's any Q&A, and I'll do my best to answer them from there. Thank you, everyone.
Wow. Okay. We've got great updates there. And we all work very well as a team. Yes, please go ahead and type your questions in the chat box there so that we can go ahead and answer them. We're looking, I don't know about everybody else, but yes, I'm on pins and needles a little bit. Breathe, stay calm. It'll all come about when it comes about. We haven't gone this far down this long, arduous journey without another little bit. We can wait if need be, rather to do it right the first time and then go forward. Okay, and we have a couple of questions coming in, and some of these, okay, that's great. Actually, we'll start off with, you're welcome, Tom, for the news. Yes, it's awesome. So the first question would be from Tom Coleman, Noel, and he's asking, do you expect another NLA coin increase in the next day or two before the investors come? Noel will explain how that's going to work. It's quite interesting. So I'll hand the mic back over to you, Noel, from here. Thanks.
Thanks, Angelina, and Tom, thanks for the question there. Look, with the coin going up, remember this, that the bank are putting $20 billion into our asset account. There's currently $12 billion there now, so there's $8 billion to go. Now, the investors have put in $3.2 billion, so our total asset account will sit at $23 billion currently. I don't know whether they're going to be putting that in the beginning or as we go, because the money comes from the investments, the short-term investments, 14-day investments they do. So you'll notice that, give or take, our coin goes up approximately every 14 days, but I have seen it go up in a space of 3 or 4 days. But generally it's about a 14-day time. So I don't think it will go up, and I'm hoping it won't, because I'd like to see the investors do their thing. But you'll see the asset account increase by their deposit of $3.2 billion, which will take the coin up again anyway. You'll probably see the coin head up towards the $200 mark, but they will wipe out whatever's on the exchange. So look, I can't tell you the top price that'll be paid for the coin on the exchange in this run through now. As it gets going, there could be the increase could come up, because remember this, we've got 430 investors that have signed up so far. All the KYC's been completed, so these guys are chomping at the bit to get started. Now they will work as a group and also independent. So so therefore you're going to have people buying the coins for whatever reason. They could start putting, because now they've got the KYC on their accounts, they can start adding funds and trading in their accounts. They couldn't do this before, but they can do it now. So this chunk with the bank has, because it's such a large amount, has caused a slight issue with it. So anyway, but they're slowly going through that. So the coin value, I can't tell. It's something that's handled by the market maker out there when the funds are available to put in the asset account, and I sometimes get wind of it before it happens, but I might be told it's going to happen and it doesn't happen for 3 or 4 days because of the funds being transferred over. So Okay, Nigel, do you expect the insurance of NLA bank card to be a few months away? I'm not sure how long that's going to be there, Nigel. We want the card on the accounts there, and it's really just one thing at a time. So once we complete with what we're doing is something I want on the exchange, so we'll attend to all of that. We've got a lot of things that we're putting together, so some of it's easy, some of it's a little bit slower, so you know, we'll be able to work this out. Lisa was asking, will we be able to get a hard copy of the magazine? Look, we are looking to do that as well, Lisa. So once we get started with the magazine, we want it to be the best that we can possibly have it. So we'll be looking at advertisers to show them what we're doing, and we're looking for top shelf advertisers because it's a global thing out there, so we can look at the global market. And I think with the advertisers, once they see what our circulation is on the magazine, that in itself will attract the advertisers as well. So we should have quite a bit of activity going on there with advertisers, and be able to look at doing hard copy fairly quickly. I'm not sure exactly when, but we certainly will be looking at doing that. Dan's asking about should we upgrade to package 2 as soon as we have commissions. Look, I would, because it's really not a large amount to be able to do that, and being ready, because I have no idea of, incidentally, I'll bring this up as well, that we are very close now. We've turned our attention back to line 6. I had some issues with line 5, which I've sorted out over the last couple of days, and I've got that going. It's sometimes extremely difficult to spread yourself thin over what's the transactions going on there, and then focus. So I want to complete that over the weekend, so I'll be sending the line 6 to our developers hopefully Monday. So we'll have line 6 going in. A lot of projects will be going in from that. So I would, if anyone's there, we've got it so you can't upgrade above package 2, so no one can run away with that, but I certainly would look at upgrading to package 2 if you're in a position to do it. And because we have no idea as to what someone's going to do when they're put into the system. Rama's asking, what is happening to our NLA line renewals now? Well, I really just answered that. We're still working on that, so the lines will be going back in. As I said, there's just been so much going on with this, and if you can appreciate it, we're talking about $3.2 billion here, and it's just taking everyone's attention onto it. So we've had our full programming team working with them to try and get this resolved. People have been flying from all over the world to get over there and get this sorted out. So once we've got this sorted, our attention will be able to go to exactly what we've been trying to do. Okay, Marlene's asking about when line 6 will open, and also when can we move coins from the account to the wallet. We'll be working on that with NLA to move the coins out of NLA. The bank have got what they call the seed note, and the bank are in a little bit of control at that at the moment. So once they finalise what's going on with the coins, then they'll open it up and we'll be able to transfer out of NLA. Remember this, that the bank are fully hands-on with what's happening with Next Level Africa and the coins, because as I've said before, that the dollar coins will finish very shortly, and when they do, the only place that you'll be able to get coins is from another member or from the exchange. So we're finalising that with the banks now to see exactly what we've got. Craig, now you mentioned once before that people who have CX accounts they are unable to access due to the 2FA should open a new account and contact support. Is this option now available? Craig, that's what we're telling people on that. The 2FA is the mobile security that they're bringing in. They're going to have a mobile app that they'll bring in, and you should be able to log into those accounts once they do that. But right now, if anybody wants to open up an account, they need to reopen an account if you can't log into those 2FA. We're compiling a letter to ask them to a bit of clarity and a little bit of a warning on that as well. But look, it's not an easy thing to sometimes do. That the banks have got to have their process on doing things out there. So we're telling as many members, and we're wanting our members to tell other people not to use the 2FA at this stage. So opening up another account would be the option at the moment, and then when the mobile app goes in there, you'll be able to log into those accounts and then transfer coins or trade, whichever it is in there. Nigel asking about the BCN. Nigel, I'm not sure about the boarding of the US residents. That's something that at this stage that the BCN have pulled out of operating in the States. So they've got that on their website, and so I should imagine that that's where it stands at the moment. It may come in again, but right now the States is out of action. I should imagine there's a lot of members in the States, so I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I don't really want to comment on it out there. It's one of these things where it's person to person on this. I don't want any recording out there of my opinion on what's going on, but I just don't believe that there's a major issue with the States. But the company is saying that they don't want to trade in the States. And remember, there's no KYC on their accounts, so there's no record of who has an account. It's because there's no KYC on them. Jan, you mentioned the investors will wipe out the coins on the exchange. Does it make sense then to offer coins at higher prices straight away, or is there a downside to that? Jan, as I said, I don't know what the top price that the investors will pay for the coins. There's probably got to be a limit. I believe it'll be over the market maker's value. What that is, I really can't say, and I don't want to put a value out there now, because if it's not met, it'll come back to me on it. But certainly the 167, whatever it is at the moment, will be met, and I should imagine a few dollars over that. So if anyone wants to play it, look, play it safe. Put some coins on the, the 167 or whatever it is there, and the ones that like to sneak in front of everybody else don't have to worry about making their coins 1 cent cheaper out there. 167.28 and 167.27. You have to worry about that, because they'll take all the coins. It's $3.2 billion that's going to be spent. So, but look, I played safe, maybe putting a couple above that. How far above that, I'll leave that up to you. And but remember this, that the coins will go over the $200 mark. So there's going to be trading on the coins as well once it goes. This initial amount happens out there, so there will be coins purchased in excess of 200. So if you don't need to sell your coins now, all of them anyway, I wouldn't. Yeah, Craig, I know that transferring your coins from your old account, there's no way anyone can get in to do that. So that's impossible to do because of the security on the accounts. coins can't be transferred from an account to another account internally. It can only be done by the person that has that account. There's limited information that the bank can get from the accounts because it's all under security, and so that we want to protect our accounts. You wouldn't want someone from the bank to have access to your accounts and just transfer all your coins out and do a runner and finish up living on an island somewhere. So there has to be major security on these exchanges, otherwise people can lose a fortune. But you can't have the bank just can't do it. They have no access to your account. Okay. I'm just looking at this. Is it Saratoga Jerry? Is it if we can get into our CEX, should we get a new account for the mobile app? No, don't get a new one for the mobile app yet. You'll be able to set that up on your original account once the mobile app's there. You'll just add the security feature on, the 2FA feature on. Yeah, Alex has made a good point there for everyone to, with their wallets. Incidentally, I've got a report from our wallet developer in the UK. We do have some small technical issues with the NLA wallet, and what it's happening is it's forking. And what that means is, let's supposing there are 8 connections on there, just to use an example, and it goes offline for some reason. It's forking and then having 4 and 4 rather than the 8, and they're mining and staking from different blocks in there. So they're right onto that. They're getting sorted out with that. They're also doing an app up to they're doing the necessarily things needed to put the NLA onto the blockchain. So that's all in process now. So we've got quite a bit of technical stuff going on with the wallet that I wasn't aware of that was happening out there with this forking on the wallet. So it's quite a big article that the technical people have sent me. So they're working on that now. So, but once again, it's a good idea to back up your wallet, because if you've got a backup of your wallet, you don't have any problems, and it'll be something that you'll need to do. And look, we do have a lot of people contacting us wanting to help put their backup into the thing. So we've got tutorials out there, we've got information how to do it, and clearly that where we've helped people before and they're wanting us to do it again, us doing it is not teaching anyone how to do a backup on a wallet and reload it. So by doing it yourself, reading through and looking at the tutorials, you're going to understand how it's done. So because it's really hard, because as we move along on this, we're trying to get ourselves in a position where we can manage membership of in the millions out there. So we're looking to train more people in support, and you can't have one support person for each member. So just remember that as we grow, we'll have to try and deal with that as well. So the more members that can follow the instructions, and I say this with respect to Maxine and Ray and of course Lou, that have been doing a lot of this and loading it into Smada World, a lot of this information will be there for people to be able to, and this is why they're doing it. They're doing all this to save that time out there. So just simply looking for the information out there rather than constantly contacting support to help with really matters that take up a lot of time out there. So just have a look at All right. All right, look, that looks to be the end of it there, so I'm going to hand this back over to, although Nigel's jumped in again. I'm not going to beat Nigel up there. He's very delicate. He's a drummer. He's a friend of mine. So it's in Australia we have this thing that you could really just take the mickey out of your friends out there. So, but I won't do all that. Or how do you know if you've got a drummer knocking on your door? The knocks speed up. All right, that's enough of that. Where are we? Just on this occasion, is there a fair likelihood of your announcing as follow-up webinar prior to the next Thursday? Look, as soon as we get some information on any of this out there, we'll be extremely excited to mention it, but you might see it before we even see it, because it just might start happening in the exchange. It could happen at any time. So selling coins, look, whichever is the easiest way to do it. Selling the coins, if you've got coins in there to upgrade, I'd certainly do that. But either way, if you don't upgrade and someone underneath you does, you'll lose that commission. There's nothing we can do about it. That's why we've held it back. We have a lot of people want to upgrade to package 3, but we've held it back just until we get it stabilized, and then we'll allow that to happen. So, and because we're putting them in order like this, you'll find that as it goes on, that people will upgrade on the anniversary of their joining. So therefore you should be able to, so if you get somebody that upgrades before you, underneath you now, then what you'll find is you're forever chasing them forever, because they'll be upgrading before you in the system. So therefore it's probably an idea to look at your account, and if you can upgrade. Ella's asking, can transfers be made from one account to another at this point? If we're talking Next Level Africa, you can transfer through Next Level Africa from one account to the other. Yes, in Next Level Africa. Yeah, if I'm selling NLA coins for Bitcoins and not money, will it happen when the investors are sorted? I'm not really sure what that means out there, Yoda. I'm selling, the investors are not putting Bitcoin in, they're putting money in, so they will pay money for any purchases that they do. It's nothing to do with the Bitcoin. Oh, okay, it's NLA to NLA is it's working beautifully. Well, any coins, if people are selling NLA coins for Bitcoin or vice versa, the investors won't touch that. You know, so anyone, look, there are people exchanging NLA coins for $3 for Bitcoin. I would, if it was me, I'd certainly remove them from that and be selling them at a well, $167. So it's a bit of a difference from that to $3. So anyway, all right, looks like we've got it there. Look, we're coming up to the top of the hour now, so I'm going to hand this back to Angelina. I've still got a fair bit of people I need to confirm things with and get a couple of things done. So So look, you won't see, if anybody's out there, you won't see cheap coins from NLA. Look, over the past 12 months, NLA has been one of the improved coins out there. I mean, I'm not trying to point out coins, because we'll be looking at a lot of coins out there, but a lot of coins have taken a bit of a hit. Some have gone up slightly, some have gone backwards, but the NLA has never gone backwards. And over the next 12 months, I believe that the NLA coin will go up in excess of 500%. So just knowing what's coming and what we're going to put in place out there. So the NLA coin will be a noted coin to certainly have in your portfolio. I mean, I do recommend that in the crypto world out there, I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's there to stay, and there are certain coins that you probably want to get hold of, and I believe that the NLA will be one of those coins. I mean, we are the only coin backed by a bank, and what I read you before about the full support that we have from the bank, this is from the #1 person at the bank. And when we started with this, very early out there, the person that contacted us to get this on the move was a gentleman by the name of Baron Rothschild. So this is coming from the very top of the banking world, and there is no other coin that's got this sort of backing. And coupled up with that, our humanitarian programs, they're right behind it, and they want to promote it. So we are going to have a lot of activity happening within the NLA community over the coming months and years. All right, look, I'm handing this back to Angelina. Otherwise, could finish up telling more jokes about my friend Nigel, and I don't want to do that. Well, I do it to him. All right then, thanks everybody, and I'll hand this back to Angelina. And you're right there, Maxine, that it is coming very soon, and we have had some frustrations out there, but that's what life's all about, isn't it? All right, everybody, thanks for turning up, and I'll hand it back to Angelina. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, Noel, for your time here that you've spent. You're up rather early this morning. Each morning for our webinars, you're up early and quite attentive and alert, and providing us with all of the most current information. Even as you're sitting there, information is coming in and you're trying to figure it out. We can't say enough in appreciation of what you're doing. And just to follow up, that yes, we will, as Noel said, there is a good chance you could see it before we see it happening on the exchange, but we will put out some sort of notification of a webinar if it happens that we need to have one before our typical day. I just want to do a little bit of follow-up there with Ella. Ella, when you're transferring coins from one NLA account to another NLA account, please only transfer coins when the two accounts are in lines that are actually open. So if you have an account on line 4 and line 5, and I use those as an example because line 6 hasn't quite been updated yet, so you get my drift. Please don't transfer coins from an account that is on a line that is open to an account that is not open on a line yet. Okay, just wanted to follow that up. So with that, I greatly appreciate everyone's attendance once again, and we enjoy having you all here and participating. So please go and have a fabulous day, evening, wherever you are. We'll talk again soon. Thank you. Bye for now.